Okay, so welcome to day 3 of our remote learning schedule. And I'm going to go over our schedule on this page first, and then I'll kind of go through the breakdown of each page as well. So the first part I want to start off with is the morning meeting blog. So basically what I decided to do is I'm going to use this to get feedback from the students to see what's working, what's not working, what kind of changes would they like me to make. So it's kind of like helps me gauge or tailor my instruction to what they would like me to do during our work days when they're trying to do each assignment. So just to kind of go over, for example, like today's question. For those students who started working on the assignments yesterday, what was something that was either easy or hard to do? And this really helped me know what I should do and maybe change for next week. So like for example, the actual mineral writing seemed to not to be too bad, but I found from a couple of students that mentioned was it was hard to do the research or to look for things for that. And that is something that we do quite a bit in class. So I'm going to try to stay away from the research part so they don't have to look up too much online because I don't want this to be frustrating for the students. So maybe we'll do more like videos where they listen to videos and then they're going to write like their paragraph based on that. So that's something I'm going to change for sure. Another thing that I noticed that was hard for some students was doing the text boxes. So maybe what I'll do is I won't do as many text boxes each week where they have to make a text and then type them. And then one group, there was a couple of students that mentioned the one and only Ivan was kind of hard for them because it didn't make sense from like the order of the story. Like it was kind of going all over the place was one suggestion or one student mentioned. And that is a harder book, and I generally do that during class time, and so they would be conferencing with me. And obviously, since we're not able to do that, I decided we're not going to use that book anymore right now. Maybe when we come back, we'll use it later in the year. So instead, that group is going to start with Stuart Little, which is a little bit of an easier book, and we'll see how that goes. And so, day three's question: you have done different types of assignments. Tell me something you want me to keep or change. So this will help me know for next week. Do they want more of those quizzes? Do they want me to use Kahoot? Do they want me to use more math boxes? They want a certain kinds of writing assignments. So this is to give the students an opportunity to tell me what would they like me to put more into the schedule, because I really want them to be motivated and do this, and I don't want them to feel frustrated with the assignments. So let's get into this part. So when they click on the day 3 question, just keep in mind you have to press this word present. Once you click that, then they can go to this and click this, and it'll bring them right to that question, and they can type their answer to that question about what would they like me to keep or change for next week. And so just to go over this quickly, math, graphs and math boxes. Now the math boxes is only for those who have not finished them when I assigned them on Wednesday. So they had from Wednesday through Friday to finish those. The one thing that is different, the graphs, there's going to be 20 different graphs questions, and I am going to have a video tutorial that I will send with the parents email, and I will send the students email so they can look at that video ahead of time before they do the graphs questions. There's going to be 20 different graphs on line plots, pictographs, and bar graphs. The bonus graph quiz is only for those who have not finished it, and that's just a may do activity. It's not a must do. So really the big thing that needs to get done by tomorrow is the graphs, which no one has done yet. This is a new one. And then the math boxes. Now the state report writing, if you have not finished the mineral writing or writing your conclusion, then you need to have those finished by tomorrow. But if you have done both assignments, then you're all caught up with your writing for the week. The chapter book and answering questions, those are going to be on Google Classroom. So one group will have Stuart Little, one group has Magic Tree House, and one group has Erie Elementary. So you'll have your chapters and your questions that you will do with that one. The read aloud and story map, I'm keeping this here because only half the class have the story map done, so I'm giving one more day to get that done. So if you have finished the story map and the bonus Jumanji quiz, then you don't have to worry about doing the read aloud this week either, since you already have that finished. And then the last thing will be, this time will be hurricanes instead of tornadoes. We'll go over this each part now. So the math, under Google Classroom, they're going to look under the words graphs 2, and there's going to be 20 questions that they're going to do on different graphs. And like I said, they should watch the video that I'm going to send to them to kind of go over each of the graphs so they get an idea of what to look for when they answer these questions. And if they have not finished their math boxes, there was only one assigned this week. If they have not finished those, then please make sure they finish these by Friday. Writing, this is just the minerals one, so most students have this done. And this is just to kind of go over how you can find minerals in your chosen state when you are looking in the internet. Your conclusion, so half the class has this where you need to have a heading, which would be conclusion. You should have the name of your state for the beginning of your paragraph, and then you should have some supporting details like interesting facts that would go with your topic. And then this is just my example there that the students may use. And for those students that have not done it, they're going to go to Google Classroom and make sure they click State Conclusion to type their conclusion. It should look like this with whatever state that they chose. Reading, chapter books. So the big thing is make sure you're reading for 30 minutes, and then they can answer questions with the chapters you read, and that should be about 15 minutes. So basically this should be about 45 minutes altogether. If they end up reading for the whole 45 minutes, that's fine. If they read for 20 minutes and it takes them like 20-25 minutes to the questions, that's fine too. And I'm going to start adding more chapters because I notice some students are able to read more chapters a little quicker than others. But again, on this part, it's just your own pace. Some of you might be on, like, say, chapter 3 of your book, and others could be on chapter 8 on the same book, and that's okay. I just want you to take your time and do your best when you're doing your chapter books. The read aloud, again, for those who have not finished it, the Brain Pop Junior video on plot will help you understand story maps, since story map is one of the assignments you would have to do. And to find that, you just go into Google Classroom, and it's called Jumanji Story Map. And then there's a bonus quiz on Google Classroom, and it's called Jumanji Quiz. So those are both on Google Classroom that you could find. Now the read aloud, again, this is in red, so you can just click on that and it'll bring you right to the read aloud. And this Brain Pop Junior, if you click that, it'll bring you right to the plot video, and there's the username and password for it. And then of course break time. And then here's the hurricane video. So all they have to do is literally click on this video, and they're going to watch a video about hurricanes. And then once they're done listening and watching this video on hurricanes, they can do the same exact format with tornadoes. They're going to use a heading. They're going to type the main idea, so it'd be a sentence about hurricanes. Then they're going to have 3 supporting details about hurricanes. And then they're going to go to Google Classroom and click hurricanes to type their paragraph. I know I just said, please note, I kept the example for the tornado because it's the same format for hurricanes, so they should have a heading here. Then their first sentence should be a topic sentence or the main idea about hurricanes, and then they're going to have 3 supporting details about hurricanes. And I just kept the same exact example because I just didn't want students to copy my example if I was putting a paragraph about hurricanes. And then after that, your child would be done for the week for our first week of, well, half week of remote learning. So if you have any questions about any of this, definitely call, text, or email me. Thank you.